In your 20s, there are certain money mistakes that you might not even be aware of that could derail your financial progress and set you back financially for years to come. With the right financial education, though, you can avoid falling into these pitfalls. Here are 7 money mistakes that you should avoid in your 20s. Watch till the end for a bonus tip. Number 1. Not having a budget or tracking your spending. A common mistake that people in their 20s make is not having a budget or tracking how they're spending their money. This often leads to wasteful spending and other financial pitfalls like spending paycheck to paycheck and living in ever-increasing debt. The temptation to spend is all around you, and despite your best efforts at self-control, it is now easier than ever to fall into the spending trap, especially at this stage of your life without a lot of financial responsibilities. The key to avoiding this mistake is having a tool like a budget or a spending plan that helps to track your income and expenses. It's like having a GPS for your finances. Plan to review your financial statements like bank accounts and credit cards once a month to keep track of your income and expenses. It is important to know where your money is going and look for areas that you are wasting money in order to cut back. You should plan to redirect the money you cut out from waste to a separate savings account. The best plan is to automate this savings before the money hits your bank account. As David Bach, best-selling author of The Automatic Millionaire, has been quoted as saying, "If you don't know where you're going, you might not like where you end up." Number 2. Living off of credit cards. Living off of your credit cards in your 20s often means accumulating high-interest debt, which can become overwhelming and difficult to repay. Often, credit card debt leads to a long repayment period with higher and higher interest rates for newer accounts. According to this article from LendingTree.com, the average credit card interest rate in the US is now at a whopping 24.06%. If you're only making the minimum monthly payments, it will cost you more in the long run the longer you take to pay the balance. See this example on this article from CNBC. Credit card use has become easier and more convenient than ever, including paying for recurring bills and making everyday purchases with a simple swipe or tap. This habit of relying on credit cards to pay for your daily living expenses will hinder your ability to save, invest, or achieve other important financial goals unless you have the discipline to pay your credit card balance in full each month. The key is to practice delayed gratification by living within your means, creating a budget or spending plan as mentioned above, and using credit cards responsibly. Warren Buffett has been quoted as saying, "The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging." Number 3. Overspending on luxury items. You're probably done with college, are in your first or second job, and living in your own apartment. It's common to feel pressure to start living a grown-up life. You might feel like you need to impress people by having nice furniture, a fully decorated apartment or house, or the latest model of your favorite car. This is a common trap for people in their 20s trying to keep up with the Joneses. Unfortunately, splurging on luxury items can quickly deplete your savings, hindering your ability to save for future goals and contribute to unnecessary debt. Rather than making impulsive purchases on luxury or high-ticket items, a better plan is to save up over time so that you can afford the items without blowing up your budget or going into debt. While you're building up the savings, you can reevaluate your goals and determine whether following through with the purchase is still the best financial decision to make. You might find yourself reconsidering and making a better decision that serves you better, like building up an emergency fund. Remember, luxury items are just that, luxuries, an expensive splurge that you should only consider if you already have the excess cash to pay for it in full. To quote David Bach again, "In fact, what determines your wealth is not how much you make, but how much you keep of what you make." Number 4. Accruing college debt without a clear plan. Taking on excessive student loan debt in your 20s without a clear plan for how to manage or repay it can burden you for years to come. It can limit your financial freedom by limiting your ability to save and delaying important milestones like homeownership or starting a family. Before you commit to an expensive path of education, confirm that your desired career field requires it. Consider other more affordable alternatives like attending a trade school or apprenticeship, or obtaining a certificate or diploma that would be equally effective. If you are not clear on what you want to pursue professionally, Consider working for a year to get clear first. Remember, the less you borrow, the less you'll need to repay later. Start off at a community college and transfer to a 4-year school. Buy used books when available, apply for scholarships and merit-based aid. Get a part-time job and work summers to save money for tuition and other expenses. Depending on your financial situation, you may be responsible for buying your own clothing, healthcare, transportation, textbooks, and supplies. Look for ways to cut costs where possible, like taking public transportation to class instead of paying for a parking pass, living at home the first year if possible, or living off campus with roommates to lower the cost of room and board. With careful spending and a budget, you can help fund your college years without adding excessive debt on top of student loans. Number 5, not building good credit. Your credit history and credit score play an important role in many parts of your financial life, including obtaining loans, renting an apartment, and even getting employment in some cases. Without a positive credit history, you may face challenges when applying for credit cards, loans, or getting favorable interest rates. This can limit your financial opportunities and make it harder to achieve important milestones like purchasing a car or owning a home. If you have student loans, avoid missing any required payments. Avoid opening too many accounts at once, and keep your credit utilization at 30% or below, as these work against your credit score and make borrowing money more expensive. Pay off your credit cards in full monthly, or carry a balance of no more than 30% of your credit limit. It's also a good idea to stay on top of your credit history and reports. You can check your report from each of the 3 credit bureaus for free, once a year. These are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. When you check your report, keep an eye out for accounts you did not open or that don't belong to you. Accounts showing missed or late payments that you know you paid on time, and addresses or pieces of personal information that are not accurate. If there are discrepancies, contact the bureaus to address the issues and have them corrected. It takes time to build a good credit score, and involves practicing credit-worthy habits like making all your payments on time. Number 6, not taking calculated risks. Taking a few calculated risks in your 20s can be an eye-opening experience that prepares you for potential future opportunities. For example, deciding to invest some of your money in the stock market or taking out a loan to open a small business can feel risky at first, but can pay off as you grow and learn from the experience. There are also many side hustle opportunities, with some requiring little to no money or experience to start. While it's important to be cautious and responsible with your finances, completely avoiding any risks can limit your financial growth and limit opportunities for creating wealth. Taking calculated risks can provide the potential for higher returns and long-term financial success. It's important to educate yourself, seek professional guidance when needed, and evaluate your appetite for risk to help you make decisions about how to build wealth, grow your savings, and invest your money wisely. A small amount of carefully considered risk can go a long way in teaching you the ins and outs of managing your finances. To quote author David Bach again, "The earlier you start, the easier it is to accumulate major wealth. Still, it's never really too late to begin." Number 7, not starting to save for retirement. In your 20s, retirement sure seems like a lifetime away. But the sooner you start to save for retirement, the longer your money has a chance to grow using the power of compounding. As Albert Einstein has been famously quoted as saying, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't pays it." Compounding allows your savings to grow faster, as illustrated in this article from CNBC. As broken down here, if you save $2,000 a year starting at age 19 for only 8 years, the potential growth would be $1 million by age 65. By delaying to start until age 27, investing the same $2,000, it would take doing so every year for 38 straight years to average $800,000, assuming the same market conditions. Plan to incorporate retirement planning into your monthly budget and invest it in a separate account through an employer-funded 401k plan or another investment vehicle of your choice. If your employer does not offer a 401k plan, consider opening an individual retirement account, IRA, to help encourage you to set aside a small amount of money from every paycheck for your retirement. The The sooner you get started, the sooner you get to start experiencing the power of compounding interest. Seek professional advice to seek out the best and most advantageous plan to pursue. To quote author David Bach, people should take every opportunity they can to save money because it really adds up, and the best way I know to do that is to make your savings automatic. Bonus tip: neglecting to invest in your financial education during your 20s can be a significant mistake with long-term consequences. This important decade offers a valuable opportunity to lay the foundation for a better financial future. By expanding your financial knowledge, you gain the skills and understanding needed to make smart decisions about saving, investing, and building wealth. You can achieve this through attending seminars online or in person, reading books, listening to podcasts or watching videos, and finding a successful mentor to guide you. Without a strong financial education, you may miss out on understanding important topics like budgeting, debt management, tax strategies, and investment methods. This lack of knowledge can lead to poor financial choices, missed opportunities, and even financial setbacks. Investing in your financial education during your 20s will provide a strong foundation to empower you to make smart choices, take advantage of opportunities, and navigate the ever-changing landscape of personal finance. Being in your 20s offers you a unique combination of youth, energy, and time, which are valuable assets in the pursuit of financial success. By avoiding these 7 mistakes and starting early, you can take advantage of compound interest, allowing your investments to grow significantly over time. By harnessing the potential of your 20s, you can set yourself on a path to achieving your financial goals. Thank you for watching. Comment below what other money mistakes people in their 20s make. If you would like to learn more, check out this next video about money mistakes to avoid in your 30s. Like the video and subscribe.